This e-learning lesson is going to cover horse ownership history. We're going to view and print the horse ownership history, and also I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions to go around if there was no invoice created during that time. So we're going to go to Wise Option. I'm going to open the horse file, either by the quick search or the horse file. We're going to look at PlumDoc today. Go to her name, and then we're going to go up to the top and print, and then ownership history. Pick the start date, which that's fine for us, and the ending date, which again, today's date is okay. Select different printer, no, and we'll view the preview first so we can talk about it together. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And you can see that for PlumDoc, her current main owner is Deanna Roberts, and her old owner was Julie Lewis. She was then partnershiped with Sean Adams, and also again on 3/8. Now these are dates of invoices created. Wise Option uses the invoice dating and who the invoices went out to as tracking horse ownership history. So for today, on our current example, we're going to use this horse, and on 3/8, Deanna Roberts bought PlumDoc from Julie Lewis and Sean Adams. So I had changed her in the computer. I have also billed them their last procedure, so today she's fine. Deanna Roberts perhaps just called and said she sold it to Sally White. Now, Deanna hasn't been billed yet, and she doesn't have anything in the invoice to be billed. And since Wise Option keeps track of ownership history through invoices, we're going to have to work that out. So that's going to be our suggestion for this, is showing you how to do that. I'm going to go to PlumDoc, and if I go to her billing, I can see that there's nothing in here to be billed, no invoice to be created. But I am going to add a procedure. I'm going to add a procedure that I've put into my system called X ownership change. It has a value of 0. It's done by the administrator, so that's fine. And she told me that that happened yesterday, so I'm going to change the date to 3/13. I'm going to save this. It's been added, and now I have something to bill and actually create an invoice. And if I move this down a little bit, you can see that my current owner is still Deanna Roberts. I have not changed it to Sally White yet. So I'm going to click this procedure for the ownership change and bill it. The horse is going to remain in the boarding list. And since the amount is 0, it's wanting to make sure I really want to do this. And I'm going to say yes. We didn't do it today. We did it as of yesterday. So I'm going to change the date to yesterday and click OK. She has been billed, and I don't want to print the bill on this case, so I'll say no. But she has been billed, and if I go up, with her name still highlighted, if I go up to print ownership history, and again with the dates, get this on the screen for you, you will be able to see that Deanna Roberts now is on our list. So now what we need to do is change to the current owner. So I will close out of this, and I'm simply going to update, and I'm going to change it to Sally White. And click Save. It's now been updated. So I'm going to go to PlumDoc, and just for one last viewing, do her ownership history. And you can see now that Sally White is listed as the current main owner, and Julie Lewis and Sean Adams twice, and Deanna Roberts. So I have all of her owners that have been her owners since the horse was under my care listed on this one sheet, as well as her name, her ID numbers, any of that information. So for this e-learning, you've learned about the horse ownership history, how it's figured. You've used the horse ownership printing and viewing, and we've also given you a couple suggestions to get around it if there is no invoice created during a short period of ownership.